Okay, so this is the barbecue portion of Wednesday's test, barbecue portion. So we have to graph the absolute value function, and a couple of the things to keep in mind are if y equals a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k, the vertex of the absolute value function has coordinates hk. And so if we look up here at our function, we see that the h value is 4 and the k value is positive 2. So we would go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1, 2. So we put a dot right there. That's the vertex. I also notice that I can put the coordinates, I can label my vertex above the vertex because of that minus sign there. The a is negative. Since the a is negative, that means that the v will open down. And that 3 right there, that's the a value. So negative 3 is the a value. That is kind of like a slope. So it behaves like a slope. So if you take from the vertex and you count down 3 and over 1 to the right, down 3 and over 1 to the left, we have 2 other points on the graph of this function, and we just connect the dots, opening down, and there you have it. That's the graph of the function. So that's one piece of the 5 pieces that need to be in place when you, if you want to get the barbecue. So the domain, we know that that is all real numbers because you can take the absolute value of any real number. You can you can plug any real number in for x and you would get an output. So if you are allowed to plug in any real value for x, any real number, then the domain would be all real numbers. All right, now the range is easier most of the time when we're looking at the graph, and this is no different, so no exception. So remember, the range is the lowest y to the highest y. The lowest y starts down at negative infinity, goes all the way up until the highest y coordinate on the graph, and that is a 2. And we put a bracket around the 2 because 2 is included in the range, and we never put brackets around the infinity or negative infinity. Okay, so range goes from lowest to highest. Domain goes from lowest to highest in the x direction. Again, the range goes from lowest to highest in the y, and so on. The increasing interval, we're going uphill from left to right, all the way from from the start of time to 4. Okay, so the y coordinates are all getting bigger as x moves from negative infinity all the way to 4. And the y coordinates are getting smaller. We're going downhill, starting at 4 and going to positive infinity. There you go.